Back in his third year now, it's Blake Bortles.
And each year when he begins play, he has the potential to put up big-time numbers. Hard to remember that this was a guy when he was coming out of high school, most of the top schools wanted him to play tight end.
On 1st and 10, here's Bortles. Green with a catch left side. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Well, for teams that like to play man coverage, running corner routes can be tough on them because of the ability of getting into it. Sometimes you're squaring it off. Sometimes you're just rounding it. Sometimes there's a fake. Sometimes there's not. That makes it very, very difficult for a DB to stay with it.
Now the former Jet running back. This is Chris Ivory. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. On 2nd down, here's Bortles. He's got time in the pocket. Green's got it over the middle. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
How many times do we hear from coaches, get north and south as a runner, especially in short yardage situations? I'd say 3rd and 1 counts. That didn't happen there.
Instead, they went backwards. They'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this one goes angling out of bounds, and it will be spotted inside the 30-yard line. Now Tony Romo on 1st down. And his first look is incomplete. Mike Wallace, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down. On 2nd and 10, Romo. And this time he's got the hookup. It's complete. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Mike Wallace, his first touchdown as a member of the Ravens. And the Ravens have taken the early lead.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust, because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field. And that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there. Really
good balance, really good body control. And how about the end result? A touchdown.
And now out come the Jags. And last time out, they had to punt the football away. Anything positive possibly to take from that?
There always is when you're punting the football away. It doesn't sound like it because you're giving it up, but you've avoided a mistake.
At least you didn't turn it over, I guess.
You didn't turn it over, right? You're giving your defense a chance because you're punting the ball away, and they're set to go on the field as opposed to sudden change after a turnover. And wow, now we got to go out there and stop people. So, yeah, there's always something positive to be gained from it.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Elvis Dumerville there on the tackle. And now a peek at the starters on the defensive side. They come up in an offset eye. They stay on the ground. Ivory again. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave him with a 3rd down and 6 to go.
Okay, I don't want to bring money into it, but I'm going to. You know what your best contract negotiations are?
Good years.
Production. Chris Ivory, his first 1,000-yard season in New York, parlayed it into a nice deal with Jacksonville, and they expect the same results.
Yeah, nice 5-year deal indeed. Throwing his Bortles on 3rd down. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 45. It'll be a gain of 16 and give him a 1st down as well.
And that's how you pick up a 1st down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now. They run the counter to Ivory. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. 2nd down, offense behind the sticks here. 2nd and 13. It's a 4-receiver look to the right side. Bortles to throw on 2nd down. To the sideline, and oh, a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
They'll come out in the pistol. They go play action for Yeldon. Now it's Bortles. He's going to wind up and air it out. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And That recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
It takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Carry now for Doug Martin, and he'll power his way up near the 25. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. Time running out here on the play clock. On 2nd down, here's Romo. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
First down, here's the run with Martin. He'll get only a couple down to the 44. Telvin Smith that time there to make the play. Final 30 seconds of this first quarter, and it's been a quarter dominated by the guys with the football. They'll fake the handoff. Now Romo. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Travis Kelce, the Pro Bowl tight end, the intended target, and it's 3rd down.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
A pickup of 11, and it moves the chains. Second quarter now. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis with you. It's the Ravens who have the football, and they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. Now a first down throw. Romo. It's caught left side by Cooks. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They'll get 16 yards there. And it's good enough for a Baltimore first down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
And the 8th play on this drive coming up. 2nd and 10. Romo once more. To the right side, it's Kelsey. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal.
Now, coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
That is caught at the 7-yard line. No gain there on the completion. It'll be 2nd down. The things got a little dicey there as soon as he exited the pocket out to the left.
And he ends up throwing it for no yardage gain. I don't know about you, but my high school coach, John Ford, if he saw a ball in the air and you got no yards out of it, he would have had a stroke, okay? Because his opinion, that ball shouldn't be in the air unless something good was going to happen. Tuck it away, try and pick up something, or just slide and get down.
Nothing good happened there, that's for sure. Now Romo on 3rd and goal. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. A man who missed his entire rookie season, Dante Fowler, in there to drop him with his first sack of 2016. Well, this has been a pretty sizable drive. They've had some success. Finally, the defensive coordinator found some success of his own.
I think he just simply said enough of that. Okay, they've moved the ball well. We need to force the issue from our end, and that's exactly what he did.
So they get 3. They were hoping for 6. An unlucky number 13 play drive.
Well, you go to the sideline after putting 3 points on the board, happy, but you wanted to be ecstatic. You wanted to have 6 on the board. On the opposite sideline, though, the defense, I think they're high-fiving each other, only giving up 3 after letting them run that much offense.
Throwing on 1st down is Bortles. He's got time. To the sideline, and oh, a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. I think he's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd run to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds. But I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
Here we go now.
From the gun on 3rd down, Bortles. He's got his man here. It's Green. 15 yards through the air and a 1st down.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
So we've got encroachment, and that's a free 5 yards.
Too easy for the offense. A bit of impatience by the defense on that one.
Encroachment defense. Still 1st down.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Following the penalty, it's Ivory. And he stopped immediately there. And just a yard on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 4. 2nd down and 4.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. And he's got some space here.
Illegal blocking the ball. Offense.
What you got? Huh? What you got? Huh? Oh, I got him. Hey, check. Hold it up. Hey, right. We got three. Here we go. We got three. 90. Green, 90. 57. Mike.
From midfield, here's Bortles. And caught right side, Green. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it now. The confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
There's another example of why they haven't scored any points so far. I think it's time to abandon the run game, spread things out, and go to the air. It certainly can't be any worse than what they've done so far.
Watch left, watch left, watch left. He's time right there. 4 down, 4 down.
Again, they run. Again, it's Ivory. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. He lost 4 there, and it's third down. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Back with more from Jacksonville. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this. A reminder, coming up at halftime, Larry Ridley will join us from Orlando with our halftime report, but business to take care of before that. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. And no press coverage here. They are backing off in the secondary. Finding time. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So on is Jason Myers. He's hit from as long as 58 in his career. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. And he's going to miss this one. Wide to the left from distance. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. And that's the risk of the long field goal miss here at this stage of the second quarter. You give up great field position.
And that gives them one more opportunity to make something happen and something big. And we've seen crazy stuff happen at the end of halves.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
On first down, it's Romo. Caught, Kelsey, left side. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 13 yards there on the pickup, and that'll be good for Baltimore first.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
And they're going to speed things up here. Romo on third down. And it's complete to Kelsey. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. One man on the backfield, that's Martin. To throw is Romo. That is caught at the 7-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. Well, they brought the pressure, and that meant man coverage behind him, so he's still able to complete the pass.
Even as he took the hit, and that's what you have to do, because I was just talking with a coach the other day, and he said, look, it's not always going to be pretty back there. You're going to have to give me completions, even when you're taking some hits, sometimes you have to be your own blitz control, for lack of a better term. Got to make completion, step up, and make those throws, and he did that. Just looking at it from a defensive perspective, when you break the huddle in the red zone, tight end is one of the guys you've got a key on because quarterbacks want...
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Brandon Cooks, as the first half is winding down, and the Ravens will extend their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. They start on the ground with Ivory. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. Okay, well, so much for the halftime report here. Guy can't even finish his Snickers. We're going to get right to the third quarter. Let me spit this out. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down. On second down, here's Romo. Eluding the pressure right. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. A great read, and it's picked off. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. But they needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
Looking for someone to throw to. To the right side here, the tight end Thomas. A solid pickup at 13 sets him up first and goal.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
The pigskin on the 7-yard line now. It's first and goal. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Brandon, that play typifies what we've seen from the offense all day long. They've had no success getting things going. I think for the offensive coordinator, he's got to go to that side of the play sheet that says try something different. Try some specials, something they haven't seen all day to try and get this offense kick-started.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. So second and goal here from the 9. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. And the evidence shows last week's game, it's really leaked into a second game now, Charles. What do you think of this?
And it's a surprise, isn't it? Because when we spent time watching them practice, talking with the coaches, they felt like a bounce back was going to happen this week. They were very confident in the game plan, thought the defenses they would see would present great opportunities for big-time runs. We're not getting that so far. I don't know if it's the game plan or if they're just being overwhelmed by the defense they're facing.
Bortles now on 3rd and goal. Surveying the field. Got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Julius Thomas, his second touchdown on the season. And the Jags take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for a score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Fielded about a yard deep. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
They go back to the air here after the INT. Throw complete right side to Cooks. It's a gain of 24 that time. And the Ravens are going to have a first down.
I know that in recent years, it's been tough on Tony Romo. A lot of injuries have piled up, but he's still able to sling it, Brandon. Look at that throw.
Yeah, he can. By the way, you know his given name on his birth certificate?
Hit me.
Antonio Ramiro Romo.
That flows
got a good ring,
well,
so I'm going to start calling him Antonio.
The lyrical one.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
Third and long here. It's Romo. Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch it in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, give up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here. First down, this is Ivory. And he'll be taken down at the 34. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. Second down following the run. Bortles to throw on 2nd down. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd. The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is 3rd down. Throwing his Bortles on 3rd down. He's going to look deep down the field. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. On the left hash, officially, it's called a 51-yard attempt. And Myers able to knock it through. And they're back within a touchdown. It's 17-10. So he missed a field goal earlier, but he says not this time, and he's able to knock it through to give his guys 3.
And that's all you want as a kicker, a chance to redeem yourself. You got to have a short memory if you're going to survive at this level, and he's able to get back on track.
And here comes the Jags defense as they get back out there. They're trailing on the scoreboard. Now, they had to watch that last drive, then they come out here. Defensively, when you played, did you like being out there defensively to start the second half or wait a drive?
I wanted to be out there right away. Come out of the locker room, get right back into the flow of the game.
Brandon Cooks, he's at the 40, 20, 10, 5, and all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Brandon Cooks, 83 yards, and the Ravens will add on to their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Second down now after the incompletion. Bortles again here on 2nd and 10. Looking and finding Allen Hurns. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker. Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
The play fake to Ivory. Now Bortles. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Holding. Defense.
And you as a former defender should know that the referees are watching this closely, defensive holding.
They watch it awfully closely. I sure wish they'd let it be 5.5 yards like they do for the offensive guys, but in this case, they were strict with the rule.
Throwing on first down is Bortles. He's got time in the pocket. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. To Marcus Ware from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8. And they brought the pressure there just right up the gut, didn't they?
Yeah, they certainly did. And, you know, when you've got so many different responsibilities as an offensive line, you got to deal with the nose tackle, the 2 defensive tackles or ends, and then sometimes you just can't account for everyone. The linebacker slip free.
And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Back now in Jacksonville. It's Jaguar football, but a little work to do for them. They trail here as we start the 4th. Now the Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd down.
Could be a blitzer.
On 3rd and long, it's Bortles. He's going to float this one deep right side. It's caught inside the 25. It's a big play for the Jaguars. 43 yards. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Uses the stiff arm. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. The former Charger All-Pro, Eric Weddle, on the stop. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. They'll run the option left. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. 9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long.
One thing I know, defensive coaches love it when they don't have to invite their players to the party. This strong safety, you never have to ask him twice to help in run support. He's going to ride and in a bad mood.
The tight end, Julius Thomas, the intended target, and that brings up 4th down. And now on 4th down, Gus Bradley will turn it over to the field goal unit. From the left hash, this from 37. And Myers able to knock it through, and that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive only yields 3 points.
Yeah, they were able to move the football, but the defense stiffened once their backs were to the end zone, and they were able to hold them to just 3.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, we'll see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. To throw on 2nd down is Romo. Caught. Kelsey, left side. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
He's played a great game. It continues right there, even with this lead, confident to throw the pass and have the reception made.
There's no doubt who the leader of their team is there? There's no doubt who they want to ride all the way to the finish, because strategy would tell you run the football, run the clock down. Instead, they're letting him throw it because they feel that confident in what he's getting done.
Romo throwing again. That is caught at the 7. And now a fumble. The ball's out, and the Jags grab it. Now after the fumble recovery, it's Bortles. He was looking to get it to Allen Hurns that time. And now it's 2nd down.
I think that's a big-time play there because the slant route is really hard to cover because the timing is so quick. But able to see it, diagnose it, and get to the football, that's why he was able to bat it away.
5 wides in the game, 4 of them to the right side. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Bortles. And a sideline pass. That's caught by Thomas. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line.
Let's just make this one simple. Could he be any more open than he was on that play?
And they lost him going to the outside.
Hard to believe because you go through your accounting on each and every defensive snap. Who's got who, what defense you're in. That was totally a blown coverage.
On 1st down, Bortles. It's caught right side. It's Hurns. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 10 yards on the pickup there. And it's good enough for a Jacksonville first.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? Green's got it over the middle. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football.
Bortles going to throw to the right side here, the tight end Thomas. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
Now Bortles. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Everything looked right on that play except the conclusion. He dropped it, and en route, going into a little bit of traffic, maybe in the back of his mind, he was wondering where the hit was going to come from.
Bortles again here on 2nd and 10. Over the middle, open is Thomas. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. Bortles now on 1st down. He's got time. And that's going to be incomplete. Looking to go back to Thomas again, and that'll bring up 2nd down. The play fake to Ivory. Now Bortles. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he's brought down after a good gain. That goes for a gain of 31. Again, we'll see the pistol here. Bortles now to throw. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Julius Thomas, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Jaguars have cut it back within a score. All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come. Bortles is going to throw for it. And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. So tried to throw it in for 2 points, but the D got home, brought him down.
Yeah, got home, which means there had to be good coverage. Just had nowhere to go with the ball. Typically, you try and throw quick hitters, quick slants, maybe even a quick fade. Nothing was open. He ends up getting sacked.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They have the lead, still a one-possession game, but the defense got the stop. They've got the football now, just salted away, right?
Exactly. That's all the defense is counting on from their offense. They did their job in a big way. They're over on the sidelines now starting to take their tape off.
And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. 2nd down now after the pass completion. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll bring it up. And now the Jags going to signal for another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs. They run again on 1st down. Martin. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. The Ravens taking a knee with victory seemingly in hand here. Down to a knee is Romo, and that should be all she wrote. Here's Sam Cook now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take...